I wanted to catch my boyfriend cheating. Instead, I found a fake version of myself talking to him online, and she knew things only I could know. It started on an ordinary Sunday in Dallas, the kind where the air feels too still to trust. I was scrolling through Instagram when I noticed something off. A girl commenting under almost every one of Jake's new posts. Her emojis were too flirty, too familiar. The kind of comments I used to leave when things were still good between us. Jake was my boyfriend of 2 years. A sales manager, charming, funny, and a little too addicted to validation. We'd been drifting for a while. Less talking, more excuses, and way too many late-night work calls. I'd asked him about it once and he laughed it off. "You're overthinking again, Em." But my gut wasn't wrong. It never was. So that night, after one too many scrolls through his likes, I made a decision that changed everything. I downloaded a dating app, the same one where we first met. My plan was simple. Create a fake profile, make it believable, and see if Jake would take the bait. I used pictures from Pinterest, nothing too glamorous, just enough to look real. I named her Riley. She was a digital designer from Austin, recently moved to Dallas. Cute, outgoing, the kind of girl Jake always claimed to click with. When the profile was ready, my heart was pounding. I searched his name and there he was, active, smiling that same confident smile I used to fall for. It took me 10 minutes to send the first swipe. Then I waited. An hour passed. Nothing. I was about to delete the app when my screen lit up. "It's a match!" He'd swiped right. I stared at his profile like I didn't know him at all. His bio said, "Just seeing what's out there." My chest burned. That's what I was? Something he'd already seen and discarded? He messaged almost immediately. "Hey, Riley, you seem familiar. Do we know each other?" I wanted to scream. He was already flirting, pretending he didn't have a girlfriend sitting 2 blocks away. For the next few days we talked. Well, Riley talked. He told her things he hadn't told me in months. How work was stressful, how he felt misunderstood in his relationship, how he missed being excited about love. It was surreal, like watching him cheat in real time. But just when I thought I had him cornered, something even stranger happened. 2 nights later, while scrolling through notifications, I saw another account had matched with him too. A profile with my photos, my real photos. Same age, same city. And the name? Emily, my name. Only it wasn't my account. Someone was pretending to be me. That's when the trap flipped. Because I wasn't the only one catfishing that week. Would you have gone as far as Emily did in Edinburgh or trusted your gut and walked away without proof? I remember staring at my phone, my pulse racing so hard I could hear it in my ears. The profile looked exactly like me. Same selfies, same tagline from my old bio, even the same little lightning bolt emoji I'd used next to my name. Whoever made it had studied my life too closely. I clicked through the pictures, every single one pulled from my Instagram. There was even one of me wearing Jake's hoodie, the one he'd posted months ago with the caption, "Sunday Things." And that's when it hit me. The only way someone could have those photos was if they had access to my private posts. I checked the profile again. Her bio read, "Looking for something real this time." My stomach dropped. It felt like the universe was mocking me. I wasn't just dealing with a cheating boyfriend anymore. Someone out there was pretending to be me. And Jake was talking to her. I switched back to the Riley account trying to play it cool. "Riley, so seeing anyone special?" "Jake, it's complicated. She's great, but I don't think she's happy anymore." My fingers froze over the keyboard. "Riley, you ever think maybe she's just tired of the games?" "Jake, maybe. But I think she's seeing someone too." That's when my phone buzzed again, a screenshot from one of my friends. It showed Jake's new match. With Emily, my name, my face, my life. I felt dizzy, so I did something reckless. I made Riley message him again. "Riley, you've got a type, huh?" "Jake, what do you mean?" "Riley, you just matched with a girl named Emily. Looks like she could be your girlfriend's twin." He took 5 minutes to reply. Then came the message that made my blood run cold. "Jake, yeah, I noticed that too. Crazy thing is, she's actually really nice. Way more open than my girlfriend ever was." I wanted to throw my phone across the room. He was talking to my fake account and another fake version of me at the same time. I sat there for an hour, scrolling through my photos, trying to figure out who could have done it. My Instagram wasn't private, but this wasn't random. Whoever created that profile knew details only someone close would know. My best friend, Haley, maybe? No, she'd never. My coworker, Jess? Too busy. Then I remembered. Jake once asked for my password months ago when I was driving, and he wanted to upload something cute. That had to be it. He had my login, which meant one terrifying thing. Jake might have made that fake account himself, but why would he catfish me pretending to be me? That night, I lay awake replaying every word, every message, every laugh. Something didn't add up, and I was determined to find out what. If you found someone online pretending to be you, what's the very first thing you'd do? Confront, investigate, or stay quiet? The next morning, I woke up with that heavy, anxious feeling that settles behind your ribs when something's wrong, but you can't prove it yet. My first instinct was to open the app, and there it was. Jake was still messaging Emily, the fake me. He'd been up late sending her messages past midnight. The last one read, "You remind me of someone I used to love. But you feel easier?" Easier. The word hit me harder than I expected. I wasn't even sure who I was mad at anymore. Him, her, or myself for starting this whole mess. So I did what any girl with a cracked heart and too much curiosity would do. I took screenshots. Every message, every emoji, every little thing that made my stomach twist. Then I texted Haley, my best friend since high school. Me. "You won't believe what's happening." "Haley, you're not going to start with that tone and not spill everything." FaceTime. Now I told her everything. From creating the Riley profile to discovering the fake me. She didn't interrupt once, just listened, eyes wide. When I finished, she said slowly, "What if he did make that profile himself? Like to test if you'd catch him?" I blinked. "Why would he do that?" She shrugged. "To flip the blame. If you confront him and he says you're the one sneaking around, he looks like the victim." It sounded paranoid, but also too logical. Exactly the kind of twisted mind game Jake might pull. By noon, I'd made up my mind. I needed proof, more than just screenshots. So I started digging. I checked the fake Emily's profile again. Same photos, same birthday, same captions copied word for word from my old posts. The only difference was her location. She'd set it to downtown Dallas, Jake's office area. That's when I decided to message her directly from Riley's account. Riley, hey, saw your profile. You look familiar? Do we know each other? She replied within minutes. Emily, maybe. You tell me. Her tone was flirty, bold, almost like she knew exactly what she was doing. I typed again. Riley, you match with a guy named Jake? Emily, oh yeah, he's cute. You know him? My heart pounded as I stared at the screen. She was playing dumb. I wanted to type something sharp, but instead, I took another screenshot and sent it straight to Haley. She replied instantly, this is insane. You're living in a Netflix show? I laughed weakly, but deep down, I was scared. Because whoever was behind that account, whether Jake or someone else, wasn't just catfishing him. They were trying to erase me, and I was done watching from the sidelines. Would you have told your best friend everything like Emily did, or kept it a secret until you had real proof? That night, I couldn't stop staring at the fake profile. It felt like looking into a mirror that smiled back with secrets I didn't know. Every time I refreshed the app, there were more messages between Jake and Emily. Long, flirty ones. He was sending heart emojis, inside jokes, even lines he'd once used on me when we first met. I scrolled down and froze. There was a new photo, one that wasn't even on my Instagram anymore. It was a picture of me from Jake's phone, taken at a cafe months ago. I was laughing, sunlight on my face. I'd loved that photo. I deleted it after our first big fight, only he had that copy. My hands trembled. It wasn't just suspicion now, it was proof. Jake was behind this. He'd made a fake version of me, but why? To make himself feel wanted again? To see if I'd cheat? Or worse, to make me look like I was? I decided to test him. On the Riley account, I wrote, Riley. So who's this Emily girl you keep talking about? He replied almost instantly, Jake, just someone from my past. Complicated story. Riley, still talk to her? Jake, not really. But she hit me up recently on here. Crazy coincidence, I almost dropped my phone. He was lying to my face while pretending to be honest to my fake self. The irony made me want to laugh and cry all at once. I texted Haley again. Me. He admitted talking to fake me. Said I messaged him first. Haley, he's gaslighting you, girl. Classic move. You need to record this, so I did. I screen recorded the entire conversation, every message, every lie. I wanted evidence before I confronted him. But then, something strange happened. Just as I was about to log off, a new message popped up. Not from Jake, but from the fake Emily. Emily, you shouldn't have made that profile, Riley. I froze. How did she know? Riley, who are you? Emily, someone who knows you better than you think. I stared at the words, my heart racing. This wasn't Jake. This was someone else. Someone watching me play a game I thought I was controlling. Riley, what do you want? Emily, to show him who you really are. Then she logged off. I sat there in silence, my reflection faint in the phone screen, realizing I wasn't just chasing a cheater anymore. I was part of someone else's plan. If you got a message like that from your fake account, you shouldn't have made that profile. What would you do next? Block them, confront them, or dig deeper? I remember staring at my phone screen, frozen. It wasn't the fake profile that had matched with Ryan. It was another one. A profile using my photos, my bio, my exact captions. Someone had created a fake me. At first I thought maybe I'd somehow created it before. Maybe I'd forgotten. But then I saw the username, at Real Luna Texas. My real one was at Luna_Dallas. The difference was small, but the messages weren't. When I clicked messages, my stomach dropped. Ryan had been chatting with fake me for 2 weeks. The fake account flirted with him, teased him, said all the things I used to say. And Ryan responded like it was real. He said things like, you feel more real here than in person. Or, I miss this version of you. I could feel my chest tighten. My hands trembled. He didn't even know it wasn't me. He didn't know he'd been emotionally cheating with a ghost version of me. That's when I noticed something else. The fake account had sent him a photo of me, a selfie I'd never posted. How did they get that? I opened my private folder, the one I kept locked behind Face ID. The photo was gone. Someone had hacked me. Someone who knew me well enough to recreate my tone, my photos, my patterns. I couldn't breathe. I scrolled through the messages faster and faster until I reached the top. The first message from the fake account read, Hey Ryan, I've missed talking like this. Don't you? My throat went dry. Who would do this? Who would pretend to be me? And why did Ryan fall for it? I called him, voice shaking. Ryan, I said, we need to talk. He answered casually, Hey babe, what's up? Someone's using my pictures, I said, trying to sound calm. And they're texting you. He laughed, actually laughed. Luna, come on, are you serious right now? Check your messages, Ryan. I snapped. You've been talking to a fake me. The line went silent. I heard his breath catch. Then he whispered, Oh my God. He hung up immediately. 5 minutes later, he texted, Can I come over? I didn't respond. I couldn't. My heart was racing too fast. I sat on my couch, staring at the fake account's profile picture. My smile, my dress, my background. It was me, but not me. And deep down, something told me this wasn't random. This was personal. When Ryan finally arrived, his eyes were red. Luna, I swear, I didn't know. I thought you were testing me. It felt like you, like us. His words cut deeper than any confession. Because maybe, just maybe, the fake version of me was closer to the girl he wanted. What would you do if someone created a fake version of you and your partner fell for it? I couldn't sleep that night. Ryan had left after hours of apologizing, saying he thought the fake account was some flirty phase I was going through, a way to make things exciting again. His words echoed in my head like a cruel joke. When he finally drove away, I sat alone in the dark, scrolling through the fake profile again and again. Every caption, every emoji, every line sounded like me. But one tiny detail caught my eye. The fake account had posted a story 3 hours ago, a simple mirror selfie, and behind the reflection was something familiar. A lavender curtain. My lavender curtain. My breath hitched. That photo wasn't taken from my page. It was taken inside my apartment. I jumped to my feet and ran to my room. The window was locked. The door was fine. But then I looked closer at the curtain. It wasn't hung the way I'd left it. Someone had been here. Panic swelled in my chest. My mind raced through possibilities. Who had access to my apartment? Only my roommate, Chloe. My sweet, quiet Chloe, who always said she wasn't into social media. I opened her door quietly. She wasn't home. Her laptop sat open on her desk. I shouldn't have, but I did. The screen lit up. Instagram was open. The fake account at Real Luna, Texas. I froze. No password, no lock. Just my stolen face staring back at me. There it was. Our messages. Chloe pretending to be me. Ryan falling for it. The betrayal hit me like ice. My best friend, my roommate, the girl who held my hair when I cried over Ryan the first time. She had hacked me. She had become me. I scrolled further, my hands trembling, and then I saw it, her chat with another account. It was titled Operation Luna. Chloe had written, "He deserves to know what kind of girl she really is. He'll believe me more if he thinks I'm her. Once he leaves her, I'll tell him the truth." My vision blurred with tears. She didn't just steal my photos. She wanted to ruin me, to take Ryan, to take my life. I sat there shaking until I heard the front door creak open. Footsteps. "Luna?" Chloe's voice called softly. "You awake?" I wiped my tears quickly and turned off her laptop. "Yeah," I said, forcing my voice steady. "Just couldn't sleep." She smiled faintly as she peeked into my room. Her hair was messy. She wore my old hoodie. And for the first time, I didn't see my friend. I saw a stranger who'd stolen me piece by piece. That night, I didn't say a word. But I knew one thing. Tomorrow, I'd make sure she never wore my face again. If you found out your best friend was secretly pretending to be you online, what would your next move be? The next morning, the sun rose like nothing had happened. Golden light spilling through the same lavender curtains that haunted me all night. I sat at the kitchen table pretending to sip coffee while my mind buzzed with plans. I'd replayed every detail in my head, every word Chloe had typed as me. She thought she could play God with my life, but today, I was done being her puppet. When she finally stumbled out of her room, yawning like she hadn't destroyed my peace, I watched her carefully. "Rough night," she asked, her voice calm, too calm. "Couldn't sleep," I replied flatly. "You?" She shrugged, reaching for the fridge. "Nah, I was just catching up on some stuff." My stomach twisted at her choice of words. Stuff like pretending to be me online? The orange juice carton froze in her hand. For a moment, she didn't move. Then she set it down slowly, turning toward me with wide eyes. "What are you talking about?" I smiled. Not the friendly kind, but the kind that hides fire behind it. "Don't. I saw your laptop, Chloe. I saw her. Or should I say, me." Her face drained of color. "You went through my stuff? After you went through my life?" "Yeah, I did," I snapped. "How long were you planning to keep it up? Until you replaced me completely?" Chloe's lip trembled. "Luna, it wasn't like that." "Then what was it?" I cut her off, slamming my hand on the table. "You used my photos, my captions, my face. You texted my boyfriend pretending to be me. Why?" Her voice cracked. "Because you had everything, Luna. The followers, the attention, the guy who never looked at anyone else. Do you know how it feels living next to someone who's always the main character?" I blinked, stunned. "So you decided to be me?" Tears streamed down her cheeks. "I just wanted to see if people would love me the same way. If Ryan would love me if I were you. But then, he did. He actually started talking to me. I felt sick. You knew he thought it was me and you still went along?" She nodded slowly, guilt painting her face. At first, I told myself it was harmless. But then it became addictive. Every message, every compliment, I couldn't stop. For a long moment, silence filled the air. The only sound was the hum of the refrigerator between us. Finally, I whispered, "You didn't just catfish my boyfriend, Chloe. You catfished my entire life." Her eyes met mine, hollow and trembling. "I know, and I'm sorry. But Luna, he was never really in love with you. He fell for the version of you I created." Her words stabbed deeper than she could ever know. Because as much as I wanted to hate her, a small part of me wondered, was she right? If someone told you your partner loved their version of you more than the real you, would you believe them or fight to prove them wrong? After that conversation, something inside me cracked. It wasn't anger anymore, it was disbelief, a quiet kind that seeps into your bones and makes everything feel unreal. I sat there long after Chloe left the room, staring at the floor, wondering how the person who shared my Netflix account, my morning coffees, my bad days, could be capable of something so twisted. By the time Ryan texted me that evening, "Can we talk?" my pulse had already started racing. I typed back, "Sure, come over." When he arrived, he looked nervous, like a man walking into a storm he didn't understand. "Hey," he said softly. "Hey." We stood there for a long second before I gestured toward the couch. He sat, hands clasped together, eyes flicking to mine and then away. "You look tired," he murmured. "I am," I said. "So let's skip the small talk. I know everything, Ryan." He froze. "Everything?" I nodded. "About the fake profiles, about the messages, about you talking to someone you thought was me." His face turned pale. "Luna, I swear I didn't know it wasn't you. She sounded like you. She knew things only you would know." "Yeah," I said bitterly, "because she's my roommate, my best friend." He looked stunned, then horrified. "Chloe?" I nodded. "The same Chloe who smiled at you at my birthday dinner. The same Chloe who took our pictures. She's the one you were messaging." Ryan ran his hand over his face. "Jesus Christ, Luna, I'm so sorry. I should have realized something was off." I wanted to scream. "Yes, you should have." But instead, I just said, "What did you two even talk about?" He hesitated. "Mostly us. You. How distant you've been lately, how busy. I thought I was opening up to you, trying to fix things." I laughed, but it sounded more like a sob. "So you confided in another woman, thinking it was me. Do you see how insane that sounds?" He reached for my hand, but I pulled away. "I didn't cheat, Luna. I swear I never meant for this to happen." "But you did," I said quietly. "You may not have kissed her, but you built something emotional with her. And you didn't even realize it wasn't me." He looked broken, whispering, "Please tell me what to do to fix this." I stood, crossing my arms. "There's nothing to fix. Because right now I don't even know who I'm mad at. Her for pretending to be me or you for falling for the lie?" Ryan opened his mouth, then closed it. For once he had nothing to say. As he left, the air in the apartment felt heavy, like every corner of that place carried pieces of conversations that weren't mine. That night, I deleted every photo of us from my phone, but I couldn't bring myself to delete Chloe's number because something in me wasn't done yet. Not with her, not with this. Would you confront both people at once or separately if your partner and best friend betrayed you like this? The next few days blurred into one long ache. I went to work, answered emails, smiled when I had to, but inside I was spinning. Every time I passed Chloe in the hallway, I felt the sting of betrayal crawl under my skin. She acted quiet, distant, careful, like she knew she'd crossed a line she could never uncross. But what she didn't know was that I was done playing victim. One evening, after pretending to go out, I stayed home quietly and watched from the crack of my bedroom door. Sure enough, Chloe was on her laptop again, typing furiously. The glow of the screen reflected off her face. And when I saw the fake profile still active, still using my photos, something inside me snapped. I recorded everything. The messages, the usernames, the timestamps. I even captured her voice on video when she spoke to herself while typing. It was all there, undeniable proof. The next morning, I went to the one place I knew she'd never expect, the small cafe where we first met Ryan. And I waited. When he arrived, looking tired and confused, I slid my phone across the table. Press play, I said quietly. He hesitated, then watched the screen. First confusion, then horror. When Chloe's face appeared, smiling at her computer, typing messages as me, he exhaled sharply. "Oh my God," he whispered. "You weren't exaggerating." "No," I said. "I wasn't." He buried his face in his hands. "Luna, I can't believe this. She pretended to be you again?" I nodded. "Even after we confronted her." He leaned back, eyes dark. "You're going to expose her, aren't you?" I shrugged. "I don't have to." She exposed herself. I just gave her the spotlight she's been craving that night. I made a post, not on my main account, but from a private one I'd used for my blog. It wasn't angry or dramatic. It was simple, raw, honest. What would you do if someone pretended to be you online? Used your pictures, your voice, your name, to talk to your boyfriend? To steal your life piece by piece? Within hours, it went viral. Comments flooded in. People shared stories of their own catfish nightmares. Someone even recognized Chloe's username from a local forum. By morning, her inbox must have exploded, because when I came out of my room, she was standing there, shaking, holding her phone like it was burning her hand. "You posted about me," she whispered. "I didn't use your name," I said calmly. "But the truth doesn't need names, does it?" Her eyes filled with tears. "You ruined me." I looked at her, feeling both powerful and empty. "No, Chloe, you ruined yourself." For the first time since it all began, I felt light. Not happy, but free. And maybe that's all I needed. Would you have exposed your best friend publicly or handled it privately to avoid the drama? It's been 3 months since the night everything fell apart. Since the fake accounts were deleted, the public posts faded into the noise of the internet, and Chloe packed up her things in the middle of the night without saying goodbye. For weeks, her absence felt like a hole in my chest. I kept expecting to hear her keys in the lock, her laughter from the kitchen, the sound of her voice asking, "Luna, do you want coffee?" But the silence became its own kind of healing. Ryan and I tried to talk again once. It was civil, but not the same. We met at a small diner, ordered coffee. We didn't drink and stared at the rain outside like it might give us answers. He told me he'd started therapy, that he wanted to understand why he fell for a version of me that wasn't real. I told him I needed to understand that too. When we parted, it wasn't angry. It wasn't even sad. It just felt inevitable. Like some stories end, not because they were bad, but because they were never meant to go on. Now, I live in a smaller apartment. No shared walls, no borrowed makeup, no one pretending to be me. It's quiet, but peaceful. I started writing again, turning everything that happened into a series called The Reverse Catfish. It's raw, vulnerable, and sometimes too close to home, but readers connect with it. Some even thank me for sharing what they couldn't say out loud. A few weeks ago, I got a message from an unfamiliar account. No profile picture, no followers, just a single line. "I'm sorry for everything I didn't need to ask who it was." I stared at the message for a long time before typing back, "I forgive you, but I can't forget." She never replied. Sometimes I still wonder what drove her to do it. Was it envy, loneliness, or something deeper? That need we all have to be seen, to be loved, even if we have to wear someone else's skin to get it? But then I remind myself, I don't owe her understanding. Not anymore. The other day, I looked at my reflection in the mirror. No filters, no edits, no perfect lighting. Just me. The girl who was tricked, hurt, exposed, but somehow still standing. And I realized something simple. I don't need to be the version of me that everyone online loves. I just need to be this me. Flawed, messy, real. For the first time in a long time, I closed my laptop, went outside, and let the sun hit my face. No fake profiles, no double lives, no pretending. Just the real Luna. Finally uncatfished. Would you ever forgive someone who stole your identity? Or would you cut them off forever and start fresh like Luna did?